back. You're watching My Child and I, where we get together every week to look at how can we better raise our region's children. And this week we're looking at blended families, stepmoms and stepdads, and the children in between. And to help us discuss this topic today are Veronica Evelyn, our in-house consultant and sociologist, and Reverend Hainsley Griffith, a family therapist from Family Heartbeat International Network. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, there's no story more powerful than the true story. And I'll tell you, when we were doing this program, it was very difficult to find families who would be willing to share live on television. So today we want to applaud the Trotmans, Alvin and Jose, and all their children, their wonderful, beautiful children, for being with us. Today we're keeping it small, we're keeping it intimate, as we look at this issue, which for some people seem to be very sensitive. Alvin, first of all, before anything else, introduce your lovely family.
On the far left, he's 14 years old. It's Hannah, she's 10. Eden, 6. Isaac, 5. And Jose.
Your beautiful wife.
Yes.
And a son that's not here, he's 19 years old, Danny.
Wow.
Okay.
So Alvin, tell us, how did you become blended?
Okay, when I was younger, I was up to a little more mischief than I should have been. And I end up having 3 sets of kids from 3 different relationships. And I insist, because of training from my mom, that we don't use words like outside children. We don't use words like stepson. We go straight across the board. He's my son. This is your brother. This is your sister. And we've kept it from the very beginning up until this time, and we are very happy to what it turned out to be.
Beautiful, thank you. And I know that your story today is going to help a lot of people. Because as I was saying, when we were talking to families, it was really interesting. Even though years have passed, there's either something that's in court or someone who's hurting still. And as a result, they didn't feel very comfortable to share live. So tell us, clearly there are challenges, or there have been challenges in getting to this point. What were some of those that you faced, that your family faced?
There were many challenges, but one of the ones that still is prevalent in my mind was a period where we had a little misunderstanding when my 14-year-old son, started to refer to Jose, my wife, as mommy. And we knew that it was a matter of respect, but it wasn't received well on the other end, and we had some conflict, some really serious conflict. But Jose is a serious psychologist. And where I am always, I tend to be very immature at times as a man, and I'm easily rubbed the wrong way when it comes to issues of the heart. Jose was able to step in and ask me to shut up. And she took control of the situation, and it was ironed out. It took some time, but it was ironed out.
Yes, of course. Beautiful.
Yes.
And Jose, clearly you were the one, you actually have accepted a family coming along with Alvin. How has that been for you, even as he refers to you as having to be the psychologist, the strong one?
When children are involved, it's not their choice. So accepting Alvin meant I'm taking whoever is coming with him. So when I met him, it was, Danny was there already, because Danny's from his first wife, and Amal was on the way. So at first our relationship didn't go anywhere, because
just friends, obviously, yes.
We were just friends. But after Amal was born, I guess he and Amal's mom parted company and so on. And eventually then we became a couple. So I was aware, obviously, that there are children there. So what's my choice? Yes. Do I ignore them simply because they're somebody else's child? Or do I accept them as my children as well? Because at some point in time, I'm going to have to play a role in raising them. So that was my decision. I mean, they're my kids. If somebody asks me how many children I have 5 children. I may have given birth only to 3, but I have 5 that are my responsibility.
Okay. Has it caused any friction between you and the children that are not yours, so to speak? Or how were you able to make them so comfortable? Because I see you with them, and they clearly see you as their mom, as part of their family, as one of their moms, if you want to say, how does that work for you? What did you do? What were some of those things that you threaded together to bring it to this place?
I can't think of any particular thing that I would have done. I just love them. They're mine. I mean, what else do? You hug them, you kiss them, you discipline them, you hug them, you kiss them again. So I think it's just because there were no barriers in my mind as to who they were. They're children. They're looking for someone to be there for them. They need an advocate. So for me, that was just the most important thing, just to be there for them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's bring the resources into the picture. Veronica, Reverend, when we hear Alvin and Jose's story, in a way it is, I wouldn't say typical, it is normal, because more and more there is the increase of divorce in the Caribbean, that's for sure. There's also loss of a spouse through death and various issues. So it's fairly a normal situation, but yet with a number of scenarios that may prove to be difficult. When you listen to Alvin and Jose, what are some of the things that you've heard that probably has led them to come to a place where they're so comfortable after a few years?
Well, one, I think it would have been the honesty between them. It wasn't as if they had a relationship going and then somewhere down in the relationship sometime after he said, you know, I have 2 children. From the get-go, Jose knew that other children were involved. And I loved what you said, Jose. You love them, you discipline them, and you love them again. And that goes a long way.
Reverend?
I thought a very good point that was made, and it came out very strongly, was the fact that Jose, she had a heart of love for the children. And along with that love, commitment was there. So it was not a case where I don't know where these children come from, and therefore I take care of my own. But definitely it demonstrated very clearly her going into that situation, knowing the facts, that here are some children that aren't necessarily mine, but I am going to purpose to make them mine by demonstrating the kind of love and care and affection, you know, that they need, so that they can develop a pretty healthy concept
of the blended
as well as, and I think that it is working out pretty well. Well, you said it correctly, that it takes time for the blended family to blend. And even when they're blended as they think, then there's still issues that come up. But once they have a commitment and a purpose to resolve it, they would. And I see that coming out in the family here with Alvin and Josie.
And Alvin mentioned that when Danny started calling Jose mom, it was a problem. And I smiled because that is such a huge problem, believe it or not. One, how does the biological mom feel about him calling you mom? 2, was it easy for him? But then some children don't know what to say, and for a long time they do not refer to the mom's spouse or the dad's spouse as anything. They don't know if to say auntie. Some persons get around it by saying, well, mommy Jose, to differentiate with the biological mom. So that is an issue, and you resolved it beautifully. I don't know how the biological mom feels about it at this point in time, and maybe it would be good for us to hear.
I think there is quite a number of things that we can pull together and discuss, but we need to take a break. Please stay with us. My Child and I continues in a moment.
Life. Some people see it as one big obstacle course. I see it as an adventure, bigger than a game. What do you see?
Sagicor General has a wealth of insurance solutions to help you protect your dreams, including your home, car, cargo, and business. Dreaming can be like a sneak peek to the future when you have the right financial partner. Sagicor General, wise financial thinking for life.
I see myself winning.
We are on Facebook. Join the growing Caribbean community today. Go to www.facebook.com/Caribvision. Be a part of our online family, whether you are located in Canada, the USA, or even farther away. Caribvision is about what it means to be from the Caribbean, our culture, our lifestyles, our voices. Log on or switch us on. Caribvision.
You wouldn't drive a car with only 3 wheels, nor would you build your house on shaky ground. Then let's not treat our children any different. Every child deserves the right start, regardless of his social or economic background. Every child deserves a chance to reach his fullest potential. The Foundation for the Development of Caribbean Children wants to build a region of achievers, but we need your help. Let's give our children the foundation they deserve.
Give them hope and show them love.
A message from the Foundation for the Development of Caribbean Children.